All right, what's up, Storm Chasers? We are live, and we had to come and report. Of course, it does that right as I go live. Of course, I had to come and report the fact that Tory Lanez has now officially been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Meg the Stallion. All right, 10 years in prison. Now, keep in mind, okay, because it is California, he most likely will do about 85% of the time. So most likely, Tory's going to do about 8.5 years. Most likely. Most likely. So what I need y'all to do is, of course, hit the link. This is a call-in show. Let me know what you think. Let's sound off. Why did people not believe Megan? Why did it take this long? Listen. Y'all said he was going to get off. Y'all said he wasn't going to do no time, and here he is doing time. I'm just saying. Okay. So the link is pinned. Okay, the link is pinned. Before we do that, I'm going to take y'all over to TMZ. All right, even right here. Boom. Sentenced to 10 years for shooting Meg the Stallion. Okay. He addressed the court and said he wanted a chance. He wanted a second chance. Tory Lanez said, please give me a second chance. I have a son. I have a family. I have people that care about me. He tried to say he was something in the community. It didn't work. He tried to say he had PTSD. PTSD from what? That didn't work. He tried to say he had mental issues and that he was a drunk. And him and Meg just got drunk all the time because all they did was talk about their mom who passed away and would just stay drunk. And then that didn't work because you can't say you're a role model for your son and then say you were drunk at the same time. He was talking out of both sides of his mouth. None of it worked. He got sentenced to 10 years in prison. All right. He addressed the public's view about him, said he's not a monster, and he apologizes. So yeah, I mean, they all sorry when they locked up. They all sorry when they have to get punished. They're all sorry when the shit falls down, but really they all should have took their asses home. I'm just saying. Just saying. There you go, looking pitiful as hell. All right, we don't have to get into the grotesque views of everything. Somebody had hit the link and then they went away. They hit the link and then they went down. So listen, this is for y'all to sound off. I already knew this was gonna happen. I already knew this was coming. It was just a matter of time. You know, you got to let the courts do what they're supposed to do. But I do want people to keep in mind that Judge Harryford, I think that's how you say it, said yesterday that what has impacted Tory's sentencing the most is his online behavior, the social media taunting and cyberbullying Megan for the last, 2-3 years? We've been talking about this since 2020, it feels like. Mod H Nate said, if the leprechaun dances me a jig, maybe I'll believe him. Should have ate his Lucky Charms that day. Damn. They said, won't he be deported after he serves his time? I mean, he'll be eligible for deportation. Eight years is a lot of time to clone him 100 times. I'm just saying. Y'all better look at how Tory look now. If a Tory come out and, you know, he 4 inches taller or if he 40 pounds heavier, that ain't the real Tory. Okay? He'll probably do more than half his time. Yeah, absolutely. So Megan gagging him and lying has no relevance. Listen, call in, hit the link, and let's talk about it. 10 years in prison. Now keep in mind. All right, just me. You got to turn me off in the background. All right, you're going to have to figure that out. When you come up, you got to have me turned off in the background. That's how that works. 10 years is not too harsh for shooting someone. Thank you. For shooting someone and singing dance, bitch, dance, da 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 da. Like that y'all really think 10 years is too harsh? Why is it so hard to believe that the man shot her? That's what I want somebody to call in and tell me. Why are we feeling so much sympathy for Tory when he shot Megan? All right, just me?
Hi.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks, Storm. From the
Make sure
beginning.
you turn me off in the background. You gotta turn me off in the background.
How's that?
Okay, that's better. Okay, go ahead.
Just from the beginning of this story, for however many years it's been, something's not right. Meg wasn't acting right when this first all happened. She wasn't acting like a toe got shot or a foot got shot. So I'm just here to say something's not right, just from the way Meg was handling it. I'm not going to say something didn't happen to her, but 10 years, 8.5 years, you said? I just don't see it. Is that wrong?
No, I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But let me ask you, what was it about her behavior that threw you off?
It's been a while, but I think that first time she went on live to talk about it, when she was all dressed up and looking fancy, and I don't know if it just didn't come off as though everyone was saying it did. Again, I don't know, but there's something in the milk that's just not right. It's not. None of it has made sense to me.
Well, I will say this. People also have to keep in mind that sometimes, due to your upbringing, and sometimes just based on you having to be strong emotionally in your family, you're not necessarily going to be a wreck when trauma or tragedy happens. So some people can go through something really traumatic like that and really keep it together.
True. That's
versus
true.
some people that would be crying, flailing all over the place, they would be a mess. Not to say she wasn't like that in private, or sometimes it might take a little longer for your brain to fully process it.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, I don't want to judge people based off of their reactions to things, just like I don't want to judge people based off of how they grieve, because everybody is not a fall to the ground, crying, screaming out to the Lord type of a person. They just not.
That can be true. Absolutely true. I guess when we think about her, she is kind of more of a what would you say, in type of person, or empath type of person, instead of a acting up and hollering and screaming type of person. I just know that she's okay, and that's good. But no, I don't know. I say somebody else did it.
Here's the thing. When people say that, it's either Tory or Kelsey. That's it.
Right.
Because she didn't shoot herself. That theory is gone. So either Tory did it or Kelsey did it. Now the discrepancy is, okay, do I think the bullet went directly through the middle of her foot? No, I think it grazed her. Right?
Yes.
Now, if you don't believe that the bullet didn't even graze her, then what we're saying is that Tory was shooting aimlessly, shot the window, glass was on the ground, and then that's what cut her foot. All right. But even if we go with that theory, Tory still picked up that gun and shot it. And that's the issue. He actually could have killed somebody in the neighborhood, and that really
Storm, when you put it that way, that's probably more likely the way it happened. I saw a couple different photos that didn't necessarily have to be of her foot, but I saw a pinky that was damaged. But then I also saw a more serious one where it was the whole heel that was damaged. So
we're gonna go back to it. That right there.
That's the one.
So yeah, so I'm not thinking that. Her ankle actually looks swollen too. So I'm not thinking the bullet went directly through the foot, because I'm assuming that her foot would have been shattered if that had happened. And she was performing somewhat soon. I mean, she was back on stage not too long after the incident happened. So
exactly,
either the bullet grazed her, or he was shooting, busted out some glass, it was on the ground, she trying to avoid the bullet, of course, and then she actually ended up stepping on glass. So either Tory or Kelsey shot her or shot at her, one or the other. But one of them had that gun and they pulled the trigger.
They did, and the wound and all the cuts around it says definitely bullet and glass. Even the bullet was indirectly there, but something definitely happened, and included shattering glass and everything. Not on purpose, but when you put drink and drugs and
Yeah.
dinner all together. Something
Now,
bad could have happened.
now,
Much
and now,
worse.
now that's the part. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you go. I got to take the other caller.
Okay.
This is what I will say that we all got to recognize. Whether and this ain't nobody being no mammy, no pick me, no dusty, no nothing. They had been drinking all day. We know they was smoking weed too. We know how it is when you go out and you partying and you drinking all day.
Yes, we do.
Your memory, well, first off, everything is exacerbated. You ain't really there. You out of your mind. You blackout drunk. But also, some parts of that night it's just you don't remember. So I think honestly too, Tory may not even remember shooting her. He may not even remember grabbing a gun. He may not remember certain parts of that night. That's very possible.
So he's taking it on.
Just saying.
Absolutely true. Thanks, Storm, for talking.
Have a good one.
Good one to you.
All right. What's going on, Norris?
Hey, Storm.
How you doing?
I'm good. I just caught you.
Okay, for sure. What's your thoughts? Tory sentenced to 10 years in prison.
I just want to say justice is served. I feel like he did the crime. He got to pay for his crime. You do the crime, you got to do the time.
I hear you. Now, a lot of people are feeling like he's innocent, that he didn't do it. Let's say Kelsey was the one that did it. Why is he covering for Kelsey?
I don't know. That would be I think he would if she did do it. I think that he'll snitch on her.
You think he would?
Yes. If he don't, he gonna spend that time behind bars.
I don't know. I'm just rolling through people's theories because I'm like it was one of them. You got any other comments on the situation?
I just want to say the Littlefoot leprechaun bastard need to getting exactly what he deserved. I wonder what Daddy Leprechaun have to say. Bigfoot Daddy Leprechaun got to say.
Oh, you know his daddy clowned in court. I am sure his father clowned. They're very dramatic. I gotta say that. I see where he gets a lot of his antics from. But I want to speak to this too. I want to speak to this too while I got you up here. This is also a lesson, like for all of us. God forbid you go through a situation where you have to deal with a criminal case. Don't get on social media talking shit. Just be quiet. Like, don't taunt the other person, whether you in the right or wrong. Just be quiet. Fight all your battles in the court of law. Because the judge said a lot of like what heavily influenced that 10-year sentence was his actions online after. So
yep. So basically, he did it to himself. Like you said, if you did something, or if you didn't, or if you denying that you did it, you shouldn't go on the internet and talk about it. Just save it for the courtroom.
Yeah,
save it till you have your day in court.
Yeah, we've seen another blogger go through that where they were still talking shit while they going through their case, still talking shit to this day. We see even Jocelyn making fun of the fact that she got arrested. Like, it's funny and it's entertaining, but it's not a good look. They see all that shit, man. They tell you, oh yeah, you're gonna have a jury and they don't know who you are. If you're a public figure, these people know who the fuck you are. They do.
Yeah, but yeah, he needs to learn a lesson. No, he needs to be made an example out of. He getting exactly what he deserves, and maybe he'll learn something from this, and he'll think twice before he consider doing that again. And think about, he has a history of violence, towards other people in the industry.
He does have a history of teeing off on other dudes for sure. I mean, some of it warranted and some of it was just unwarranted for no reason. He has a temper. That's something you can't deny about him, and part of that does come from his upbringing, and part of it is because he's short, so he's feeling the need to overcompensate for his masculinity. But at the end of the day, you got money, man, go get therapy. Like, this is also a good lesson for young Black people that are growing up. Like, we really have to learn emotional regularity. We have to learn proper conflict resolution, because when you really think about it, This man is now, I mean, he gonna lose like a decade of his life all over what? Over Kylie Jenner? Over a disagreement? Because you smashing Meg and smashing Kelsey at the same time? That's just stupid. It's not worth your life. What if he had shot Megan and killed her?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I'm just saying,
Then he would get more time, probably.
We just gotta start normalizing, man. When shit get iffy, when you somewhere and you sense that energy changing, leave and don't go back. Megan shouldn't have went back for her slippers either. That was some bullshit. She wanted to be on some bullshit, but I'm not victim blaming. I'm just simply stating facts. So, but thank you, Norris, for coming up. You have a good one. All right.
Yep, you too. Thank you for taking my call. And yeah, like you said, he threw his future away for Miss Loose Puss with no talent and plastic surgery all around. But I like the video, and so they should deport him. But anyway, you have a good day.
Have a good one. Now that's the next question too. Will he be deported? He's from Canada. He ain't lived in Canada since he was a kid, though. That's okay. That would be a whole. That's, you know what? He got to face it after he do his sentence. What's going on, Lil Trent Music?
Man, appreciate you, man. I finally caught your live.
What's going on with you?
Man, first of all, I want to defend Megan Thee Stallion, not only because she's a black woman, but she's from Houston. That's my hometown. So anything that goes on with Houston, I got to represent. And then, you know what I'm saying, as a black man myself, we be going through all type of tribulations. We cannot let females get us out our emotions and our ego and stuff. Like having a gun around females, he already wrong for that.
You know what? Stop right there. You're right. Because he was going to Kylie Jenner's house. Why do you need a gun to go to Kylie Jenner's house?
For real.
That's a good fucking point.
Alcohol, that's all you need. Good vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Alcohol, weed. Listen, we can all get it popping. Oh, you ain't with it? I'm gonna go home. He could have called some more hoes. He's supposed to go home and call some more hoes.
Exactly. And then everybody trying to say Megan Thee Stallion was dancing. She did a performance after she getting shot. Let me speak out of experience. I'm not going to say nothing criminal, but
okay,
I being shot at, like not on my body, but somebody shot at me on the ground and a bullet ricocheted, and I got some graze on my leg. I kept on living my life. The only thing I didn't do was press charges. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And my thing is, the shit could have been worse, having a gun. If the same thing with me, it was people around. So if the bullet ricocheted and hit me, it could have hit anybody else. It was kids around. People could have actually died. Fortunately, nothing happened, just a little graze. I was moving around. But she actually went to the hospital, and regardless if y'all think she got shot at directly or indirectly, it was still recklessness. That's the reason why they in this situation. And the only reason he got 10 years, like you said, it's the activity he did after he put out a whole mixtape talking about it. He talking about, oh, I smashed you and your friend. He had daddy and his sister in court acting a fool. And then he got the girl, I guess the girl who was going down there lying and like putting stories together at the whole court situation. Like it's the 10 years was just them telling him like, hey, I think it's long, but I still feel like, hey, bro, you wrote that ticket. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
You do. It's something, and you being a man, let's speak to this too. There's a reason. There's a reason why, as a man, you really should stay in your league. Because sometimes, man, when you shoot out of your league and you're not used to that attention, you don't really know how to handle it. Like if you smashing Meg Thee Stallion and her best friend, like you really gotta be that. You really got to be that nigga to stay in control of that situation. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like if he was so good, he had a good mouthpiece to talk both of them into smashing. And he was probably about to hit Kylie Jenner too. So he probably got a mean mouth game. And low key, I was a fan of his music. You know what I'm saying? But after he shot Meg, I stopped listening to him so much. You know what I mean? Because I was up there like, I can't jam this nigga. He talking all this player shit in his music, but he not moving player. And that's what's wrong with America right now, talking about for as black men. Like, it's too many people killing their ex-girlfriends, wives, and stuff. Like, it's serious situations. I don't know. It's the COVID shot everybody. You know, they shot everybody.
Yeah. Got everybody tripping. Yeah.
Nobody moving players no more. If you could talk all these women into getting their draws, you could calm the situation down. Whatever, if they was arguing, fighting, whatever happened in that car, we don't know what happened in that car. But we know if your mouth game that cold, the talking about their panties, you can't calm that situation down.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. You're not the man in that situation. You're not really in control the way, which means, nigga, you don't really even need to be doing it. I'm just saying.
I think he really just looked up. Some girls be feel like they said they was trouble bonding, talking about the parents and everything.
Yep. They both lost their mama. Yep, that'll do it.
So it could have been just a moment he got lucky and felt like he was that dude. But I feel like any dude pull out a weapon or put their hands on a woman, bro, they a weak dude, bro. Cause even me, I be going through situations like in my personal life where if a woman get me in my feelings or I just gotta move around, I gotta separate myself, bro. Like
we have to learn that men and women communicate. Well, first off, we can't just say that the women are emotional if we acting emotional too, because anger is emotions. You see what I'm saying? So we also have to know that sometimes you just have to walk away. You have to let stuff cool down and then come back and address it. But he just fucked up all around.
They got too much. It's too much money involved. Like, why they can't get separate cars? Like, you don't never see Drake moving around with a whole bunch of people in his car. He rode with goddamn 5 cars by himself. Like, Meg could have been in her car with the best friend. He could have been his own car. Like, hey, we're gonna go to the next spot, but we gonna travel. You know what I'm saying?
But also remember too, we was on lockdown. So what people also got to remember is nobody's supposed to be out their house. So they was all kind of like fucking up. We was all supposed to be at home.
That was in Cali too. I'm in Texas, so it was never really locked down out here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I feel like, yeah, it's a long sentence, but at the end of the day, he already been in jail for like a year or 2.
Yeah.
So they gonna count that as time. You know what I'm saying? Then he got probably 8 more years, which he might do probably 5 or something, and they gonna deport him. That's like no question. Like,
oh shit,
they gonna deport him. That's a fact.
Well, it ain't like he can't make music from everywhere. I guess the only bad thing is he won't really see his son.
Shit, he got money, bro. He got money. You fly him up there. Move your
fly him up there. Appreciate you, Trent.
Appreciate you.
Hey, by the way, your room look dope. I need to do my room like that. Your room look dope.
Just a little pain, man. You gotta have a backdrop like you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I feel you. Take it easy, man.
That's a bet.
All right. Hey, Chan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm team Megan all the way. He shot that girl, but I'm a little older. So here's my POV and my question.
Yes.
Megan at the time she was shot was what, 23, 22?
Early 20, I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So we know that Megan was, we'll just say 22 for the sake of this moment. 22 years old, she was shot. Now,
no. Oh, wait, hold on. She was 25. My bad, 25.
Okay, still young. She was 25. I believe that Tory shot her from the moment we got the call, and then the call where he called her and they was at the hospital and he was asking what was going on. And then she was acting all shifty, which that's what you're supposed to do. She didn't want to tell him where they was at. So then he said, man, I'm sorry, whatever. We all heard the phone call. That's the first thing that let me know that he did it. Did it drunk, didn't know what he did. Okay? Second, the text message, correct me if I'm wrong, did the girl not say Tory shot May when she sent it to somebody else?
I think she did, if I remember correctly, yes.
Okay. So now we all know that he shot her. Boom, that's done. Now, here's my question. It's a little off kilter, a little bit on the other side. So Megan is a female rapper. She's 25. I'm not even talking about the female rappers that I feel like should have reached out to her and covered her. I feel like all these Houston, like the guy that just hung up, all these Houston rappers that are in the same field that she in, why didn't none of them come out to protect her?
Mm.
Or not even necessarily protect her, but y'all, just like we from St. Louis, when you say St. Louis, what you say? Either the Band-Aid on the face or Nelly. And I
Yeah.
know niggas right now that will defend Nelly like they know him and that's their cousin that was at their grandma's house for a picnic. And
Good point.
Houston is even worse, even more like that. So my question is, why did none of these Houston rappers come out and defend her?
Mm.
Or
Now,
even not just,
some people saying Bun B did.
I
Uh,
didn't see none of that.
uh, what's the other one? I think Slim Thug did too, actually.
But then somebody had to come out and say something for Slim Thug. Now, I think I heard something about Slim Thug. I didn't hear nothing from Bun B. But them is the ones that, like, in my mind, I'm talking about. I didn't hear this at the time. I heard Slim Thug came out and said something after the fact. But I feel like with her being a young woman and her being in the rap scene and them being, all of them being from Houston, somebody should have came out and said, Megan, come on. And
No,
maybe
they saying they did. They saying Bun B, Slim Thug, Willie D's a stand up dude too. Said yeah they did. Honestly, it's women that didn't come to her defense.
I think that too, but I don't know a lot of, I feel like the Houston thing was the first thing that came to my mind. Now, women rappers, I feel like they should have came to her defense as well. Yes. And the reason why I'm saying that sort of all makes sense, she said her mother is dead, her dad is dead. She's estranged, I think, from her grandmother and other parts of her family. So, we don't see Megan on the red carpet with like her auntie that raised her,
Right,
or you know what I'm saying. So
right.
I feel like at that time, we as a people, not even, going broader than just the people in Houston, we as a people should have been like, okay, let's get Megan need an auntie. I mean, I'll sign up
I
if she
feel
need an
you.
auntie, I can do it.
Now I'm gonna say thank you for calling in because the call's coming in. I gotta move on, but thank you so much. All right.
All right, thank you, bye.
Bye bye. Now, Beyonce did come to her defense. Okay. Now, before I get into everything else, because my people, y'all love the zodiacs, right? So I was like, let me go back and look at the zodiacs. So, all right. So Megan's in Aquarius. So that's a air sign. Okay, got it. Why is the air sign called Aquarius? Okay, whatever. So Megan's in Aquarius. Tory Lanez is a Leo. That told me everything I needed to know right there. I could have told you the nigga shot her. Why my dumb ass didn't ever look and see that the nigga was a Leo? That's all I needed to know. Oh my God. That's all I needed to know. He's a Leo? Come on. Oh my God. Come on now. I'm not even trying to be funny. Everybody knows Leo men are terrible. I mean, good to have sex with, but I mean, like to just like deal with. Oh my God, they put you through it. Everybody knows that. Their egos are out of this world. Oh my God, I could have solved this shit 3 years ago. Y'all didn't need no damn jury. Y'all didn't need no jury at all. And then Kelsey was a Taurus. So you had an Aquarius, you had a Taurus, and then you had a Leo. So you had what? Fire, air, and earth. Golly.
Oh, hey!
What's going on, Lord Jones?
Oh my goodness. Speaking of astrology, today is a Lionsgate portal.
Yes, it is.
It is, and people don't be really up on it, but what happens during the Lionsgate portal is the sun, who is the ruler of your ego, speaking of ego, and the moon, who is the ruler of your heart, will clash with each other. During the open of Lionsgate's portal, it paves the way for motivational experiences and intensive turning points.
Wow. Okay.
And that is today. And it's also, like it deals with your karmic. And I believe that this is his karma. I feel like his karmic footprint has not been clean. He's been running amok. He was putting a pause on August Alsina last year. He's terrible. He's been a terror. Him and the baby has his day coming too. Best believe the baby absolutely has his day coming. And I'm gonna need people to tread lightly on Meg because she didn't initially file these charges against him. It was the state, and it's because he had a firearm. Like, did we get into what his charges actually were?
No, we didn't. You can speak on it if you want
So
to.
his charges was assault with a semi-automatic firearm, having a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. So remember, people were saying that he was powering up in the air. Either way, that's going to be a charge.
True. I mean, yeah, especially in California, we know that.
Like, what? And he black. Oh,
having a gun in California ain't that like having a gun in New York? It's similar.
The book will get thrown at you for a pow charge. I don't understand why everybody. Meg is literally at the tail end of this case when it comes to his charges. And I'm gonna need y'all to understand it's the fact that he had an unregistered, unlawful firearm. Period.
Yeah. And like Trent was speaking on too. Why do you need a gun to go to Kylie Jenner's house? You
don't. It's because he's just obnoxious.
Trying to keep up that image. Like, what do you need a gun for?
That part. And honestly, I think he has Napoleon complex. And
he does.
I just think that his ego was just really big.
Even like when I looked up his like life story, his dad wants to, praise Jesus and hit the floor. And you know how these old folks be. When they get old, they don't ever want to admit that shit they did when they was young.
Praise Jesus and hit the floor.
I'm just saying, him and his daddy, big old bald head. So my thing is, the boy was like a runaway at one point. They was shipping him from his grandmama's house. He was living on the streets. He was homeless at one point. So I don't know why his dad, like, where was his daddy when he was on the streets as a kid?
That part, being a scrub the ground ass bandit.
Then you wonder why your son has an ego that's out of control.
Hello. And the fact that he's trying to blame it on alcoholism and substance abuse. I'm like, but you were saying that you didn't do anything. So how are you blaming on alcohol? Blaming what exactly? Because
at one point he said if he did it, it's because of alcoholism. So you were drunk? That don't excuse you.
And I mean, this was a theory as well. Like I heard you saying that like Tory doesn't remember. I don't think Meg probably fully remembers what. I honestly feel like they're all like piecing together bits and pieces of what they can remember to create the narrative and to mold and shape the story. I'm just like really trying to figure out like where was the driver in all of this and how come we haven't ever heard an official statement from him? Because he would have had to be the one that was like sober, right? And like not under influence.
I would hope so.
Like where is he?
I'm just saying.
He knows more than all three of them because they was lit.
Because they was lit as fuck. Lit as fuck. But you know what though? I think this is just a good lesson for people. Like their lives were all affected that night, really over nothing. Over what? Over Kylie Jenner?
Over ego.
Over Kelsey? You ain't even friends with the girl no more. Over Tory, Megan, you ain't never want to claim that nigga. I mean, come on now, let's keep it real. Like,
then she got her stupid looking ass up on Gayle King and lied like a Persian rug. I did not. It was giving Bill Clinton. I think.
Yeah, now that I didn't like that interview because I was just like, we not gonna act like you didn't have sex with him. Like you had sex with him. It's okay to be embarrassed about it, but you had sex. We all got somebody we embarrassed about. Shit, I got several.
Please, because they're gonna blast me. That's why that is my biggest. I'm like, God, woo, being in the public eye has to be hard. I know, because I'm literally just getting started on YouTube, and I just be like laying in bed at night, like, oh my God, these people.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Do you feel like Tory got what he deserved? Do you feel like it was a little bit too harsh? Like, what is your thoughts on his overall case?
Nah, it's right on point. 10 years. That's actually about right. At the end of the day, he could have killed her. And like people don't understand. You can get shot in your leg and die.
Yeah, if you hit a main artery. That's true. I don't think he's gonna do the whole 10 though. Like I feel like he's probably gonna do a 3 to 5 and then like be paroled.
He'll be out. But what is his career gonna be like when he get out?
Oh. Well, I mean, there was that girl. Did you see the girl that was like a super fan of his? I was like, I'm mad because I'm missing days at work because Meg lied like, so there's still gonna be some supporters. There's still people that's literally like up at the courthouse like trying to get a glimpse of R. Kelly. Like, so
That's true too. That's true too.
you
That's
know,
very true. That's very true.
he might not have global status or fame, but he'll still have his core cult.
Well, no, he has to do 85% of it.
Oh, okay. What is that? I'm not.
That'll be 8. That'll be 8.5 years.
Jeez. I mean, how long he's been in it 3? You don't think that'll count like toward his sentencing, like kind of like time served since he's already been in it 3 years?
Bruh doing 3 and the rest on papers. He already been in there for a year. He been in there for a year already.
Okay, so I don't know. I feel like I don't see him doing more than 5 years.
You never know. Good behavior and time served. They'll figure a way to get him out, I'm sure. But he gonna feel the effects of it. Any final comments before we move on?
I think that he should get deported. I feel like everybody needs to eat crow because y'all just was coming down on Meg when literally the girl wasn't even the one that had filed the initial charges. She did testify because she was a part of this case. So y'all need to give her some grace and suck your mother. Bye. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
Take it easy. You said suck your mother. Hilarious. What's going on, Audrey?
Hey, Storm, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
I'm doing well, honey. Just smoking on this Tory pack, baby. Yes, sir. That's exactly what he gets. I have no, just like he had no remorse in the courtroom with his statement, I have no, remorse for the sentencing. I believe Meg when she first said it the very first time. It wasn't a going back and forth, about, I'm not a detective. I watch CSI, but I know I'm not, that's not what I do. So, but that's what he did. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
And I was listening to your live earlier from yesterday, replay gang. You were just saying like, we really have to, even if you say one thing and you come back and you retract it or just acknowledge that you weren't right at the time, because we were talking about Jennifer Aniston and her Avino and shit, but for the most part, I'm just like, that's right. You're absolutely right, because I mean, we always feel like we're right in the beginning anyways, but it comes out like, yeah, it actually happened. I mean, it's okay to say that you're wrong, but just going back to what you said, I was totally agreeing with you in the car.
You're right. I mean, just like I remember when they said I stole that R. Kelly exclusive, and they ain't never those statements.
Man, everything you do, you already know what it is. We don't need to go back and forth. I'm a true storm chaser. I be in the bushes. I pop out every now and again, but it is what it is. But he a Leo? God damn, I'm a Leo. My birthday was on July 28th, period. I'm a July Leo. It's a difference. But he a Leo though, golly.
Yeah, but male Leo's a hell to deal with.
Very much so.
If I had knew that, I would have told y'all from the beginning what it was. It just
Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go ahead and hop back up in the bushes. I love you. Keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. I'm trying to come to the Halloween party in October. I'm trying to get my coins together. We gonna see though. I'm gonna see. But you have a good evening. All right, bye.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. Valentina, how you doing?
Hey, Storm, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, I agree with every single person that already went up before me. Everything everybody said makes sense, and some people hit on some key points that I was going to hit on, like where it happened to the driver, and why was Rockefeller, I think that's the record label, there at the courtroom, which was kind of weird to me. I feel like, yes, she did get shot, whether it was Tori or the other girl, but somebody did shoot her. But I just find it weird that, like I said, the driver was not there. And why would the record label, the record company's attorneys be in the courtroom? That's what makes it weird. But at the end of the day, 10 years, I think that's sufficient, because he could have killed her. he could have killed somebody else. So it is what it is. And that's what I really had to say because Love Jones literally said everything I was gonna say.
Okay. Thank you,
All right, so you have
Valerie.
a wonderful day.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
All right, what's going on, Jay?
Hey, Storm, can you hear me?
I sure can.
I just got on here to say to the black women are acting like Meg is lying. Shame, shame, shame. Love Jones' voice on y'all asses when y'all baby daddies, cousins, uncles, sons, nephews, everybody else be running around here shooting up the club, shooting up the parks, shooting up the churches, shooting up the grocery stores, and y'all gonna act like Megan is lying? And when in the history of niggerdom do niggas take charges for black women, especially ones that they not even really with like that? Like, can we please just stop? Can we please just stop? But anyway, Storm, I love you. That's all I wanted to get on here and say. Shame on you bitches. Goodbye, Storm. Have a good night.
Have a good one, Jay. Bye-bye. Oh my God, so true. All right, real quick before I pull the rest of y'all up, I'm gonna go to Twitter. Megan Kuniff, the journalist there at the jail, at the courthouse, rather. I wanted to read this tweet. So he said about the shooting, I said some very immature things that I shouldn't have said. I revealed some secrets that I shouldn't have revealed. I don't know, I'm live. Hit it back. Then, dang, it was one more thing I wanted to read to y'all. All right, Lanez addressed Gaskin by name in the April Instagram post, basically asking him to intervene and drop the charges. Gaskin's statement today said women, especially black women, are afraid to report crimes like assault because they are too often not believed. Thought that was interesting. What's going on, Shelby?
Hey, Storm, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Let me tell you something. The real tea is, where is Kylie's ass? Kris Jenner worked hard because Kylie has not said nothing about the case. She was not called to the court about this case. Nothing at all. Where is she?
Shoot, she was making fun of the situation after it happened. Them white folks don't care about them Negroes. Come on now.
She kicked their ass out and said, whatever y'all do on the street is not none of my business. Her and Caitlyn.
But I'm going to keep it real on this, though. You ain't going to come to my house clowning and fighting and arguing either. I don't care how long we've been drinking. Y'all want to do all that? Y'all can get the fuck out. Now, I do agree with that.
I completely agree. And also, I think they do need to take in perspective of Megan's drinking problems as well, because it has been pretty obvious that she does have an alcohol problem. And of course, like if you lose your parents, and that's something people, like you said, people deal with grief differently. So that's something she does need to acknowledge. And hopefully she is taking care of herself behind closed doors with that, because anything with alcohol is not always, a good case.
I agree. I mean, I would say we got introduced to Megan. She had a bottle of brown liquor in her hand at all times, which of course now she was trying to numb the pain. Her mama passed away. She got all this fame, and she was just trying to go through the motions. And so I hope she has sought some therapy, and she's gonna need it for a while.
Yeah, and one last thing, just like Nikki said, with her and Nikki's issue, basically Megan was trying to get her to drink while she was pregnant. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, this whole case never sat right with me. I think there's truly more to the case than we all know. That, Rock Nation's covering up, everybody's covering up. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you so much, Shelby. Have a good night, all right?
You as well, hun.
Bye-bye. All right. Yeah, Meg lost weight and looks healthy. You know why she lost a lot of weight too? She's not drinking as much. I guarantee you she slowed down on drinking. I guarantee you. What's going on, Danielle?
Hi, Storm. Can you hear me?
I sure can. How you doing?
Okay. Hi, I'm glad to be on the show. I'm gonna keep it like short and simple. Um, what do you think about Meg's career? I feel like, is this going to impact her career? Will people, still deal with her in the industry? I don't know. I just feel like I hope so, but I don't know. I just wanted to get your thoughts on what you think.
I think she'll be fine. I think what I do think though is that I think she'll be fine. Maybe some of the black male rappers are kind of shy away from her because you know how they go. But I think she's fine on her own. She's very talented. I think that this break that she's gonna take, I don't think it should be for too long though. Like right now, everything is all about Ice Spice and Lotto. So like, don't be gone for like 5 years. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree. Yeah.
maybe 1, maybe 2, but a 5, like, you know, it. Yeah. Like to me, even Cardi B took too long of a break. If we're gonna be honest, so.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts. I really feel bad for both her and for him. I do think something happened that night, and you know we'll never know. But 10 years is a long time. But I mean, if he was anybody else, if he was Joe on the street, you know, he would have got it. So it just he shouldn't have did what he did, and hopefully she get the help that she needs. You know, as far as like with her alcohol and all of that. And yeah, so I just wanted to keep it short. And thanks, Storm, for taking my call. You have a good night.
Have a good night now.
Bye-bye.
What's going on, Lachey?
Hey, Storm. Okay, so I wanted to just ask a couple of questions real quick because I was late coming in and I hadn't been able to keep up with since the trial. You know, I hadn't been able to keep up with a lot of stuff since before the judgment, but I am sorry that happened to her. First, I want to say that. And then Tory's behavior, I feel like it's karma for a lot of the behavior that he had towards other people and his ways. I did like both of them as artists. I like Megan and I like Tory as well. So I was sad for the both of them, really. With this whole that even happened, this whole situation even played out. Because it affect both of their careers a little bit, hoping it won't continue to affect hers. But one of my questions is, what exactly did he do on social media that the judge is saying, like, that's why he gave him 10 years? Besides, I seen when he was on there, like, basically saying he didn't do it, defending himself. What do they mean?
It's taunting and cyber. Yeah, I don't have to mute you. All right, there we go. Taunting and cyberbullying is what they called it. So I don't remember everything that he was doing because a lot of this was during the pandemic. But the judge took into account they took his social media behavior into account when coming up with a sentence. So
okay. And my other question was, with the evidence, you know how they were saying in court. Well, I heard the attorney saying one thing. I heard his attorney saying is, for them to give him a guilty verdict, they don't have to have any evidence. They just have to have reasonable doubt. And they really, you know, they didn't have any evidence to find someone guilty. They just have to have reasonable doubt. And that's basically what they had. And I remember the witness that came forward, the guy saying, first he said the gun was in Kelsey's hand. Then he said he changed it, I guess, later. But he was like a witness for Tory based on his statement and saying that the gun was in Kelsey's hand. Then I remember no residue on Tory's hand. And I was just like,
it was a lot. It was a lot, but it's done now.
Right. I'm just like, what happened with, like, because I'm looking at it in a court of law for anybody, like our sons, our cousins, males, and black men in general, like in a court of law, they basing finding you guilty not so much on you really committed that crime, but reasonable doubt in your social media, and you can go away. Like I like Megan and I hate that happened to her, but I always look at a bigger picture, like, okay, I got a son, okay, I got male cousins, you know, they gave him all that time based on social media. It really, and I know people that been get sent away for things that they did not do. Not saying he didn't do it. I just really can't tell because you're supposed to go off of evidence.
But keep in mind too, he had an unregistered gun. Number one. Number two, it was his behavior on social media. So not just like all the shit we say on Twitter, the shit we say on YouTube. Thank you, Camille. Appreciate that. Not just that. It was literally his behavior that was taken into account. So what I would tell anybody is when you in trouble with the law, don't act a fool online. Shut your ass up when they come. Like, okay. Like somebody told people that like the internet was your diary. You know what I mean? And it's not. Like anything you put out here is for public consumption. Which means if you ever in front of a judge, they could play that shit in front of them. I don't know no other way to put it. Like we as black folks, we gotta learn to shut the fuck up. I don't know no way to put it. Sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up. Let people talk, let people say whatever, but don't play into it. Because guess what? All the people that was gassing his head up, they're not gonna do that time with him. They don't even really give a fuck. They not gonna go down and protest, none of that. They gonna okay and move on to the next story and probably forget about his ass by the time he come out. So thank you, Penguin Lenko. Let me unmute you there.
Yes, I keep hearing. Yeah, I heard you say that, and that is a great point. People do need to watch what they saying on social media, and yeah, I see them. They dragging, boy. Some of them dragging me, and I didn't want to call in. It's sad because it's not like I don't think he did it, and I'm not in the courtroom. I'm not into, like fanning out over people. I'm not just fan. So I'm going to be like, yo, like justice, justice, justice. I'm the type of person based on evidence. And I do like Megan. And she was one of my favorite rappers I pulled from back in the day with Little Kim and Foxy Brown. I like good rappers. So I do like her. But I don't like fan out over people to the extent where I'm like, throw somebody away. And, unless you have, not saying I think she was lying or anything, but it's just sad. Like, you can't even just call in and have a legitimate question. Like, yes, I am very, they dragging me, boy. I'm like, what? Like, I literally have like legitimate questions, and I do like Megan just because I have a question. And yeah, I mean, I know Storm, but I'm just like, come on, y'all. Like,
yeah. But thank you for calling in, Mateo, right?
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. All right. I am Gold. You're up.
Hey, Storm. So this is my take on the situation, right? I honestly don't think nobody knows who did it. And I just think, just like Love Jones said earlier, they kind of just combine what they think might have happened. I personally do not feel like Tory did it. I'm going to tell you why. I never heard of a man almost shooting somebody. Either he gonna shoot them or he's not. Now I could see Kelsey possibly taking the gun, and a person who's not trained or don't know how to control it can possibly graze somebody in an attempt to do something. Now, if you're thinking that they all drinking that night, I don't think none of them remember. But I will say that once Kelsey found out, or once Meg found out that he was sleeping with both of them, I would say that the tensions was high for everybody. So
now let me ask you this. Now let's keep this in mind too. You said you never heard of a man almost shooting somebody. The thing is, though, it's actually hard to shoot a moving target. Like shooting the gun, we know ain't like the movies. A lot of times when these niggas get to shooting because they're not trained and they don't stay in the gun range or whatever, they miss their targets. They hit little kids. They hit other houses. They hit other cars.
True.
Because it ain't really actually easy to hit a target, especially when it's moving. So it's possible. Number one. Number two, if Tory didn't do it, Kelsey did it. It's one of the other.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I personally think Kelsey did it. But I think what both Megan and Kelsey played on was the fact that he might have been too drunk to remember. So that, all right, let this nigga take the fall for it, because it wasn't like he was an asshole prior to the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. Like I feel like if he didn't remember and she remembered bits and pieces and Kelsey just not talking, everybody in that damn call know who shot Meg. No one is saying anything. So I feel like it was kind of like they conspired against him, because for whatever reason why they pinning this on him, I'm not going to say he didn't shoot her, but it's like if he don't remember and he's shooting shots in the air because he was pissy drunk and everybody just fucked up, it's like, well, then nobody remembers. But let's not pretend like Megan possibly don't have a clean record, or maybe Kelsey don't have no record. Like, I'm talking about criminal record. If he's the more likelihood of getting arrested just from carrying a weapon that's not registered, let this nigga take the fall for it. Fuck it, he shot him. That's what I'm thinking. To kind of just push it on him, whether he did it or not, because his character sucks. He's an asshole. Why not?
Well, I will say this. You never know when you're going to get your get back for the bullshit that you do. And sometimes it comes when you least expect it.
I think this was his karma, like Love Jones said. I just think whether it's coming
But to
full
me,
circle for
either
him.
Tory and Kelsey did it. Somebody shot the girl. It's not, you know,
She got shot, but I don't know. Did she get shot in the vehicle or out the vehicle? Like, where did she get shot at?
supposedly out the vehicle. But I mean, here's the issue too, right? Here's the issue too. We got to keep in mind. It's messed up to say, but it's true. Meg was whooping Kelsey ass.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
I ain't
saying.
gonna lie. Initially, I thought Kelsey might have had to go grab the gun
to get her off of her.
To get her up off of her.
Yeah.
A big motherfucker that's on you, and y'all been drinking.
First of all, Megan like 6 feet. First of all, you know what I'm saying? She built, like they said, she built like a horse. She pretty as fuck, but she a big bitch. You know what I'm saying?
But I gotta give Kelsey her props. She took that ass whooping like a G.
Listen.
Kelsey ain't no punk either. She took that ass over like a G, because the next day she was just like, oh shit, okay.
She definitely was the quiet type, wasn't? Because first of all, what was she going to say even after it was all said and done? Everybody's like, oh, Kelsey not talking. What is she going to say? If she say one more thing, Megan probably going to find that ass and beat her ass again. What is she going to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, she got to be quiet. Her life depend on it. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly feel like Kelsey could have been angry, could have been possibly trying to get Meg ass off for her and shot. But I personally do not think that Tory was willing to risk his life and career to shoot Megan. I personally don't. Because if you smashing him and passing him, you know what I'm saying? You don't care about them like that. Like, you wouldn't risk it all just to be right at the moment. Like, I don't see anybody of logic doing that. But then again, this is Tory that we're talking about. He's done dickhead shit in the past. So,
and sometimes these dudes get very possessive over women that they smash, because Kelsey's I'm not trying to be funny, Kelsey's a nobody. But for you to be Meg the Stallion, yeah, he might be a little possessive.
And remember, 2020, even though she came out, I want to say in 2017, 2018, around that time, she was still hot at the time. Now, like you said, with the last person, she's not hot now. Now it's like JT, City Girls, Cardi B. They're not hot anymore. They was hot a few years ago, but now everybody's quiet. JT is no longer a big deal anymore, and neither is Carisha. So it's just like you said, it's Lotto, it's
Ice Spice. But here's the thing with the City Girls. Carisha is trying to change her image. She wants to be more of a wholesome woman. That's the whole point of being with Diddy. She's trying to rebrand as like a commentator, a talk show host, like a wholesome,
like Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, like the Black Oprah Winfrey. Exactly.
Okay.
The problem with JT just don't like to go to work.
She want to follow what's his name around all damn day.
Yeah, so she told y'all when she did the interview with Angie Martinez, if I got enough money in the bank, I'm good. I'm not good. If she can go get, I don't know how much they get paid for a show, $30K a show, $40K a show. You do a few shows every few months. She probably good. She in her little condo, she's good. So JT ain't really trying to work like that. Carisha's trying to rebrand herself. So that City Girl era is just we over it. So.
Yeah, but lyrically, I would say Meg would, because I know Armand has said this many times. Lyrically, Megan would definitely give Nicki a run for her money, because she writes her stuff for real. She's better than Cardi B. She's definitely better than the City Girls. So if she sits back too long, she's gonna be forgotten. But I'm not gonna lie, she does need mental health and therapy after all of this. This is traumatic and this is a lot. But like I said, it's just gonna be an unsolved mystery, because don't nobody know who shot Meg.
Who shot Meg? That's gonna be a damn documentary. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. We're gonna see that shit on Netflix or Hulu. Who shot Meg? Either that or the truth gonna come out like 15, 20 years from now when we don't care anymore. But Ladora Burks.
Yes, it's me. Hey, Storm, how you doing?
I'm good. What's going on? What's going on there?
Oh, that's my little fan that's running out of battery.
Oh,
That's not a vibrator.
oh, okay.
I don't go there. No, that's my little mini fan. Okay, so I'm glad the last caller said what I was thinking. Did anybody ever prove that Tory shot Meg? I'm just saying.
I gotta go back because I know they tested him for gun residue. I don't remember if he had it or if it was inconclusive. I can't remember what it said.
Because that's my thing. Because okay, the second question is when when a few callers down said, I don't know why Rockefeller was in the courtroom. You know, the Rockefeller lawyers was in the courtroom with Meg. So we know that Meg signed a management agreement deal with Rockefeller.
She did.
Was it true that they tried to get Tory Lanez to sign and he didn't want to sign with Rockefeller, some sort of management deal or whatever? And is it true that they may be out to get him because of that? They was gonna try to, you know what I'm saying, get the lawyers to bury him in court. I'm just saying my tinfoil hat on.
Okay, so let me explain that. So that's more what we call a conspiracy theory, right? And that's what Tory's daddy was talking about when he said it's Rock Nation. That's what his daddy was talking about. So
okay,
what the streets say is that anytime you're independent in this industry and you don't sign to anybody, the industry finds a way to hem you up legally, and pretty much they're gonna hem you up either through women, drugs, alcohol, sex. I mean, well, that is women, but that's pretty or taxes is how they get you too. So that's more of a conspiracy theory that Rock Nation was behind all of this, but it still doesn't account for the fact of who shot Megan, number one, right. And number two, why did he have that gun in the first place?
Right. So, okay, so because I always, and I mean, they could drag me in the comment section if they want to. I'm not pro men, pro women. I'm pro the truth. So I thought it was said that the gun was in a bag in the back seat.
No, I thought the gun was under the seat
or something, but I something to the point where it was somewhere where it wasn't readily accessible. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at the whole thing. Now, I'm not saying Tory wasn't acting the damn fool, because he was gonna get caught up eventually anyway, because he was doing too damn much. And here, Leo, terrible. Okay.
Terrible.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not excusing none of his behavior. I'm just saying, is it possible that her friend could have shot her because her friend was getting her ass whipped by Meg? Because, like you said, she's a big girl. That's a lot to be fighting. And if Meg could fight and she a big girl, she probably whooping Kelsey ass. So how do we know Kelsey ain't shoot her? Because then the neighbor said that he didn't even see Tory with the gun at first. He saw the two girls scuffling and he saw the flash with the two girls.
Nah, he saw the girls scuffling, but he saw Tory shoot it. He said he saw a short man
shoot in the air.
A short man shoot in the air. That's what he said. But I'll say this. At the end of the day, it still goes back to Tory should have been in charge of the situation.
Right.
Tory,
all of them was
Tory shouldn't have been sleeping with best friend.
Both of them, yeah.
Tory shouldn't have been. Tory got cocky. Tory shouldn't have been talking shit about each one to the other.
Oh wow.
You sleeping with best friends and y'all all hanging out, and these girls got underlying issues, because one thing about female friendships, y'all always got underlying issues and then still be hanging around each other, which I don't fucking understand. But anyway, it ain't never just what we think it is. You know, men, we be thinking it's just one thing. Nah, really, y'all mad about some shit that happened 5 years ago and the shit has been building. I'm just saying. How many women you know got a best friend and be like, that bitch really a hoe, but they hang with her?
True. I just don't. Okay, so did her friend start sleeping with Tory first, and then Meg came after?
The way it was told to me is that he was with Kelsey first, then Meg after. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently, and they had been having them issues before where they were sleeping with the same dudes.
Right.
I'm now starting to think maybe they was bulldagging on the low, but I'm gonna leave that alone too.
I'm starting to think that there was a lot of competition, which I don't feel like. Why would Meg feel like she had to compete with her friend? Let your friend have fun. Why you jealous of your friend getting these dudes? Because to me, that's underlying jealousy. If my friend sleeping with a dude, then I'm gonna come behind her every time and smash that same dude. I mean, who does that? That's what I'm saying.
Some dudes got that bad too. They love to smash behind their
They
homies.
friend. I'm like, who? I mean, but for a woman, it's like, I mean, dudes do it. They on another level. But for a woman, what kind of friend is you? You smash every dude that your best friend smash. I think that's where the sympathy lied in. The sympathy. She didn't get a lot of sympathy from women at first because she was lying and she didn't tell the story right. And then she was going up behind her best friend, smashing every dude that she smashed. You see what I'm saying?
But even with all that, she still didn't deserve to get shot.
No, she did not. No, I'm not saying she deserved to get shot. She definitely did not deserve to get shot. She definitely did not. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it's like, girl, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You sleeping with, why would you do that to your friend? You sleep with every dude that she sleep with. I just didn't understand that. But no, she did not deserve to get shot.
And that's another issue we can dig in another live, because that now we're getting into friendship dynamics and, you know, hating on the low, or that's a whole nother live. But let me say this too. I also think that sometimes women who, you know, they're used to hanging around dudes, you know, they're not like crybabies or whatever. Sometimes they get masculinized. Is that the right word? Masculinized. So basically, when we should be showing some sympathy, we don't, because we just look at it like, oh, you strong, oh, you be all right. You can handle it. And it's just like, nah, she's still a woman though. Like, this is still very traumatic. Like
It is traumatic. Like I said, I don't think she should have got shot. I think she does need a lot of therapy. I think she should probably be a better friend if she's gonna be hanging with girls. Don't sleep with your friends, dudes or side dudes or whatever. Don't be swapping pings, you know. But no, she did not deserve to get shot. Now I hope she heals from this and move on from this and stop sleeping around with your friends' dudes and just do you. Stop being jealous of your friend. Oh, one more thing.
One more thing.
Was Kelsey married to somebody tied to Maltese?
I don't know about that. She's engaged to a dude that's she got a baby by a dude. Is he with 5150?
I don't know.
Her baby daddy / fiance is it's somewhere the dude she's with is still tied to Megan. It's weird. But thank you, Ladora. Oh, they are married. Okay, yeah, they are married. Thank you, Ladora. You have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, they did get married. Okay, I didn't know if they was married or engaged. Ooh. This shit is messy. Silent Surveyor.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I wanted to go over some points. Like, I think Tory did it, but I will say the case was shaky because it was like, seemed like everybody lied on the stand. Megan lied about sleeping with Tory, and then Kelsey all of a sudden don't remember after she gave a statement. Tory.
Thank you. 1501. Why did I say 5150? What am I thinking of? 1501. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah. Tory, he talked all this stuff online on social media, but when it was his chance to take the stand, he didn't take the stand.
Because he was gonna get that ass ate up. That's why.
Yeah, because he did so much stuff, and then like he had a history of violence.
Yep.
I know the whole Prince. I seen the videos on TM. Well, on that other, I don't know if I can say another station on. But he was fighting. He attacked Prince from Love and Hip Hop MIA twice because I saw the article where Prince sued him. I think after he attacked him the first time, and then he saw him in the club, and there's a video of him punching him the second time.
And they fought again after that because they actually Prince's barbershop was like right next to Tory's apartment building in Miami. So they scrapped again in the streets too. Yep.
Then I haven't watched the videos, but I've seen. I just Googled Tory Lanez fight, and there's a bunch of videos that pop up.
Yep.
and then him shooting Megan, and then the whole thing with when he was already on probation for shooting Megan, he attacked August for no reason.
All because August didn't want to shake his hand. Yep.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's just there's a whole thing.
He has a temper. He
Yeah,
has an issue with controlling his anger.
yeah,
And this should be a lesson to people that when you cannot control your emotions, this can happen to you.
yeah, and like you know, I don't know, all that stuff with him and Megan, it was messy because I feel like it was some jealousy stuff. You going behind your friend's back and stuff. It was jealousy, but like I said, everybody lied, and like he has the proven violent history. And I agree with the judge, his social media actions, and then did he kind of admit to leaking the stuff to academics and stuff and doing all that?
Yeah. He called himself really having academics as like his personal spokesperson at one point.
Yeah,
Akeem Magic said he knows who to play tough with. That's very true. That's what most of these so-called tough people.
yeah,
I've really yet to meet somebody that really just keep that energy for everybody.
yeah.
They usually only give it to who they perceive as weaker. Then sometimes they get surprised.
And
But guess what? He in prison now. It's plenty of tough guys that like to fight. He in the right place.
and I kind of don't feel bad for him because he had multiple chances. You over here and you have a son. You're not even from here, so you could get deported.
Yep.
And one thing I want to there was some stuff I wrote all this stuff down, so I don't sound crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do the black woman black man divide, but I feel like I would say a lot of people don't see black women as victims. Well, I feel like the same thing
Yep.
with black men. They don't see us as victims. They think we're tough and we could just take all this pain, and they don't see each other as victims because you see how the cops how they will go hard for if it's a black suspect, but if it's a black victim, like mm. um that and like she protected him at first. Because remember, she didn't even say anything. Because
Yeah,
people were asking her, she protected him first.
she
And,
did.
and
I don't mean to rush you, but we do got other callers, so I want
okay,
you
okay,
to
okay. Last thing I would say is that whole she shouldn't have protected him. That no snitching thing is killing us, killing the black community. Because how many nice events have gotten disrupted because people like Tory fighting for no reason.
True.
And like he made his bed, he got to lay in it.
Thank you, Silent Surveyor. Have a good one.
Thank you, Storm. Bye.
Bye-bye. I like what Tsunami said. She said, now he want to be a preacher in jail. Exactly. Now he gets to somewhere where they like to fight just for the hell of it. He ain't got nothing but space and opportunity. And now he done found the Lord. I told y'all they know who to do that shit with and who not to. Eternal Rocks.
Hi.
Hey.
I just want to say I'm glad he's off the streets. His mind is wired. It's like in a gutter because he doesn't stop. He's like one of those bandits who just doesn't know when to stop. And then everyone, just like in the black community, they were putting battery on his back. You know, like in the street, you always be like, oh yeah, homie, do this, do this. No one ever says, no, homie, chill, chill, chill. Had people been telling him to chill when Megan was quiet, we wouldn't be here because she was looking out for him.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's off the street because if he's not at the rate he was going, any one of us could have been a victim. That man that was in a house with his son when he was shooting bullets like crazy, him or his child could have been a victim.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for a grown man. He's a grown man, and we have to stop calling grown man.
Very true.
And then I hear people saying, oh, who shot Meg? It's just like the Trump supporters when they're like, oh, we don't know who won the election. The election has been decided. We know who shot Meg. He's going to prison for 10 years. So let's stop this delusion and this nonsense, sisters. And it's mainly Black women. Wake up. We know who shot him. He's in jail. Stop saying that you don't know. That's who's that? I mean, we know. And thank God we have the proper people in office holding these types of men accountable, because if it was left up to us, our community would be in chaos, which it is now. I'm sorry to rant. And so that was one thing. And the other one was the driver. The driver wasn't saying anything because they silenced him. They silenced the girl, her friend. Him and his people were literally running they were just they thought they couldn't be touched. They thought that he was going to get away with it. They told him to not tamper with the witness. He want to run in an elevator and tamper with witness. He want to run on social media. It was just
It was too much. It was too much. And silent surveillance said I forgot what happened to the bodyguard. Remember Megan's bodyguard, his nudes got leaked and he didn't show up for court to testify. I think he went like out the country or something like that.
Yeah, they were trying to intimidate people. And her girlfriend and a bodyguard, if I'm just a bodyguard or a girlfriend, yeah, I'll keep quiet, because who knows what these way that the social media, the way that they were coming out, it was literally like scary. Like, what the hell are they doing? And thank God for that white man, the witness. He came and he pointed at him. People are saying, oh, he didn't know. In a courtroom, he pointed directly at who he saw, who was spraying bullets everywhere.
Yep.
So that was one thing. And another thing that I want to say is Megan and us as women, Black or white in particular, what's got her is she trying to protect the quote unquote Black men. These men are not victims. Stop looking at them like they're these innocent little kids that need protection. They don't need your protection. They are literally terrorizing you. Had Megan stepped up at first and said what happened to her, this wouldn't be a problem. But trying to defend him ended up causing her problems. Now y'all want to call her liars because she was quote unquote trying to protect the Black man. But when I heard the reason why she did it, it was during George Floyd protests. It was in the middle of COVID, and she didn't want to add to that. So God helped her in a way, because she was trying to do the good thing, and it worked out. She kept quiet, and he buried himself. Because had she said it during the protest, people would have been like, oh, because it was the height of that, when we all thought we needed to protect these men.
Well, let's leave it there. Thank you, Eternal Rocks.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Yeah, she was definitely trying to protect him, and y'all got to learn not to do that. Okay, so no more calls. We're gonna take these last 4, and we're gonna call it a night. All right, what's going on, Faith?
Hello, Storm. Listen, I usually don't even call in, but I am so bothered by a lot of what I've heard. We do not have a dead person. We have a person that is alive to say what happened. When you are hurt, you want the person who hurt you to pay. The fact that these Black women keep defending these Black men, it stunts their mental growth. We don't want to hold them accountable. I don't give a shit how much of a hoe we saying Megan is. Even just what you said to that woman about them sharing each other's men. First of all, you said, I believe they shared each other's men. You know what she heard? Yeah, she was just fucking with all her men. She was just effing behind her. Isn't that funny how we can say, like, we twist words every day of the week. And I watched this woman do it right now. I actually wrote it down because I'm like, Storm never said that. Storm said that they have slept and shared each other's men, meaning both women have done that, is what you were hearing. What she heard was that Megan just keeps sleeping behind Kelsey. Oh my God, what type of friend is this? Plenty of these women in these streets right now do the same thing. Really.
Yeah,
Smile in your face, sleep with your man.
Especially when the nigga is that nigga, they do it for fun. First off, they do it with niggas just if niggas got good dick.
Exactly. Or
And
don't give them a nice car. Oh my goodness.
don't have a nice car, don't have a nice job, don't be halfway decent looking.
Yes. Yes,
But
it is
you know what that
baffling
is?
to
But you know
me.
what that is? That's misogyny. And even if someone isn't aware that they're being misogynistic,
Hmm.
living in the misogynoir, I don't think I said that right. The culture that we do, because we live in a patriarchy, you get a little bit of that on you. We carry that attitude of, well, you know, you wouldn't have got raped if you wasn't wearing that kind of a
Yes.
thing. So I don't think she meant to do that, but
But it's not just her. It's a lot of these women. You know, like a lot of these women, it's funny that they can put light on other women. But do y'all realize these same men that y'all are protecting, y'all would be the same ones that when they abuse y'all, nobody will believe y'all either. And y'all would be holding your hands up like, no, but I'm telling the truth. Please believe me. The same way that this man could have abused Megan is the same way this same man could abuse y'all. And then what we supposed to do? Like, we don't want to hold these men accountable, and it starts since birth. How many women do you see embarrass their daughters on social media every day of the week? Black mothers. This motherfucking hoe, look how nasty she is. I never see it for black men. They coddle these black men, but then they make their daughters tough. And so when I'm listening to these women, y'all would think Megan was dead. Y'all would really think this woman is dead, and we trying to figure it out. If somebody harms me, I want that somebody to pay. This man has taunted her, the community, the black community, and I am of the black community, which is highly embarrassing at this moment. They have taunted her. They have called this woman a liar. How many women have lied about who they had sex with last night? Let's be honest. Come on now. Like, y'all mad because she didn't want to rep that she slept with him? Would y'all? Like, so I'm just listening to these women, and I'm just like, I'm just upset that it has to come to this. It shouldn't be debates. This woman is alive, breathing, well, and kicking. And even when they're like, oh, women is coming up, she better drop something. She just dropped an album last year. I mean, goodness, can we give her some space to just recover? Because even
I think
this
she
is
should
still
recover.
fresh.
But I'm gonna say this: I think she
Mhm.
should recover. I
Yes.
think she should go to therapy. I think you have recovery, then you have active recovery. So I think
Mhm.
she needs to definitely seek just professional help on how to cope and how to deal. Because we dealing with a young lady that really has nobody, and these industry
Mhm.
friends is not real fucking friends. Let's keep that real.
Absolutely.
These ain't no real friends. So you know, I'm gonna leave it there. But thank you for calling in, Faith.
No, thank you, Storm. Bye.
All right, Taylor Pitts, you were up.
Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to cook my dinner and do some laundry.
That's okay.
Okay, good seeing you. It's been a very long time. Real quick. First of all, um, I'm going to speak on the fact that as far as people saying that he should have taken the stand, like I work in an attorney's office, and regardless of what the situation is, that's why you pay your attorney, is to represent you. There is some circumstances where you should get on the stand and speak for yourself, but in this situation, with everybody not remembering half of the stuff and the stories is all over the place, no, he shouldn't have taken the stand. He should have set himself where he was at and be quiet. Like a lot of cases, you have to pick and choose when you want to get up on that stand and speak on your behalf.
Facts.
Second point, the I mean, I'm not saying that women are wrong for saying that we shouldn't protect black men. I'm not saying this to take up for him, by no means. I'm just speaking on protecting black men in general. We as women need to teach our kids, females and males, from the beginning on how to conduct ourselves and how to act and how to treat each other. Because at the end of the day, I would never want any person to say that we're not supposed to protect the black men. I have
Mm.
3 sons, and I be damned if my sons are wrong, they wrong, and I'm going to tell them they're wrong. But when they're right, I'm going to stand up for them and help speak for them. So I can't say and agree with these women getting on here and saying we can't protect black men. That's beside the point, because at the end of the day, if a lot of black women didn't step up for the gentleman that just happened with the boat dock situation, that black man could have been dead, just like all the other black men that has lost their life. And we as a community need to stick together and stand up. Okay.
Well, I do. I will say I do think that though the men should stick up for the men first, and then let the women deal with women. Because even with the situation in Alabama, the men went and helped him fight first.
Correct.
And that's what I like about it. I don't want to put women in a position to have to be on the front lines. I don't want that.
I agree with you completely. That's why I started off with saying we as women and males, with the males being in their kids' lives, we need to teach them from the beginning how to conduct themselves and when to represent themselves and when to stand up for themselves. That's what I'm saying on that part. It starts at home, regardless. It really starts at home.
It does.
And now
It really
on
does.
the Megan situation, because like I said, I ain't gonna keep you long. I love when you do these calling shows, but I'm gonna keep it real short. At the end of the day, we was in a lockdown pandemic situation, and I'm not saying that I blame him or her, but if all of them was in the house where they was supposed to have been, none of this would have happened. None of it.
Yeah, I'm with that. I mean, yeah, that is true because it was the pandemic. We were on a lockdown, and yeah, everybody was supposed to be at home. Yep, yep, yep.
Exactly. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that, he's right or he's wrong or she's right or she's wrong. I'm just saying if everybody was where they was supposed to have been at, none of this would have happened. That's why I'm saying a lot of this stuff starts from home and how we raise our kids and how we show them how to conduct themselves when they are out in public. Like
and how we show our kids how to handle each other when we're upset.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm not excusing none of that. All of that.
Because a lot of us grow up seeing our parents, our adult family members. I'm talking about from children. We see our adult family members clown and show their ass. Yeah. And we might think it's funny. It might be a funny story later on, but we usually grow up or being drugged up by adults who do not have emotional regularity. They don't know how to handle themselves when they get upset. Low key, that's why a lot of our parents are not together. Not because it couldn't work, because they just didn't know how to handle their anger, their emotions, or this or that. So, yeah, it started at home, but it really started like showing your kids, this is how you have a conversation. This is how you express how you're feeling. This is how you get your point across. This is how you de-escalate a situation. Because sometimes you and the motherfucker ain't gonna see eye to eye, and sometimes you just gotta walk the fuck away.
Exactly.
Especially when you're drunk.
Yes. Exactly.
Especially when you're drunk. Ain't nobody, we ain't hearing each other when we drunk. Come on now. Just saying.
Yeah.
But thank you for calling in, Taylor. You have a good one, all right?
He goes through it a lot because
we gotta go, but thank you, Taylor.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's something I want. How was that piece of hair float? Okay, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's another thing too. Like if we say it starts from home, like even if I think about myself, like the adults in my family, they don't handle their emotions that well. They don't really know how to disagree without disrespecting each other. There's a way to get your point across without being rude to a motherfucker. They don't really know how to do that. How many of our aunties and uncles don't even speak to one another because they had one disagreement and they can't just let the shit go and move on? Like I'm just saying, like now that I think about it, like it's a lot we got to teach our kids at home. Just saying. All right, what's going on, Gina?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I sure can.
Hi, I just want to say thank you for having me on your show. I've been watching it for a long time, so I'm really happy to be on.
Thank you.
So I just want to say, first off, Tory was absolutely in the wrong for shooting her. Yes, the one thing that I've always said that I thought should be held accountable for was I've never agreed with the way that the Kelsey situation was handled. I always felt like that was wrong and she should be held accountable for that. And so I was always empathetic only up until the trial for the Kelsey thing, until she decided to pull that plead the fifth nonsense. But again, I was empathetic up until that point. But at the end of the day is he shouldn't have taken out a gun. Like, no matter how bad the situation was, how messy it was, you should not have taken out a gun. There was no need to exert gun violence on a messy situation like that. So he was wrong for that. But I also feel like she should learn from her mistakes and honestly, in some situations, be a better friend. So I feel like she should be held accountable for that as well. I also think I also think that the thing is that I'm just so curious about, like, I wonder, like, how do you think that this is going to affect like her music career? Like, do you think that she can make a massive comeback? Because I feel like like the white media, because like white media tends to love these types of stories. Kind of like the Rihanna situation with Chris Brown, that kind of like, like that kind of like in a weird way, like kind of propelled Rihanna. Do you agree?
I think she'll be fine as long as she doesn't like disappear for like 5 years or something. I think she'll be fine. I think she'll be fine. But even if she never makes a comeback in music, or even if she never has a number one hit again, she needs to heal. That's more important. Her mental health, her emotional health, because right now she's going through the motions, but she definitely needs to deal with this because this is very, very, very traumatic. Like,
because the thing is that she's going to feel it for the rest of her life, because even then, after every single post, there are still people who hate her. Like, there is going to be a section of people in society, she is going to be hated by a section of people. Like, did you see that video of like that Tory Lanez girl who was just saying like how much that she hated her? Did you see that video?
yeah, that girl was sounding crazy as hell.
But yeah, I see these comments, like it's literally a battle section all over Twitter. Like, there is just a group of people who are always going to hate her, and unfortunately she has to, that's something that you have to live with. Like, how do you live with a certain section of people hating you for the rest of
Well,
your life?
Nikki does it. Hell, Nikki had a hate train for what, 2-3 years. I mean, Cardi B deals with it too. I mean, it's I don't think it's over for her. Let me put it that way. I don't think it's over for her. I just think she needs to get her head back in the game. This case is over. People still gonna talk about it for a while. It's gonna be forever attached to her name. It is what it is. But I don't think it's over for her. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, she's done. I don't believe that.
I wouldn't say that she's done, but I'm wondering if she can get to the peak of 2020. That's when she really peaked. I'm just wondering, because the thing is, like, again, I feel like white people will love, because white people love these success stories, but I'm always feeling like, I feel like now there's going to be this divide within the black community and within hip hop, whether to
Mm.
I feel like she's going to be controversial, if you get what I'm saying, within hip hop. White people will like her. I think she's liked by white audiences. I don't know how much they listen to her, but it's the hip hop side that I'm always feel like, I wonder how she's going to be able to navigate that. She has her supporters and they'll always back her.
Right. But to be honest, she can always transition into acting. She can always transition into doing more popish.
Yeah.
Incorporating more pop into her rap. Like, it's more than one way to skin a cat. And then she has a nice a fun personality, so she could do speaking gigs, and it's a lot of things she can do. So I'm gonna leave that there. But thank you, Gina, for calling in.
No problem. Thank you.
Take care now. Bye-bye. All right. Ivana's Life, you are up.
Hi, Storm.
Hey.
Hey, I love watching your show. But as far as the situation, I'm so happy for Megan. I was rooting for her this whole time. I think that people need to be held accountable. And I feel like if Tory never got the sentence he got, he would have definitely tried to come after her. So I just feel like there's no excuse. Like, Megan literally talked about how this affected her mental health. Like, he what if the bullet didn't miss? What if he did kill her? Like, and I think, like, as Black women, people already don't give us grace and they don't view us as victims. And so I think we need to, you know, we need to stop protecting people, and that's hurting us. So I'm just so happy for Megan. Like I said, I'm not really like a huge Megan fan, but she's a woman. I'm always gonna advocate for other women. And that the lady that came up here and said, "Oh, well, I have sons and I just think that we need to like okay, that's fine. Like I have a daughter. And if a boy ever hurt my daughter, of course I don't care. Like I want him to be held accountable because I do think it starts from home. And the fact that Tory even felt like he could do this to her or aim the gun at her, like no one is questioning that. Like so that's all I wanted to say. I just hope that Megan focuses on herself and surrounds herself with people who love her and support her. And then I just want to add one more thing. I don't want to take too much time. People trying to use her dating history against her, I feel like that's so I feel like they do that to women who are sexually liberated. They try to use that against them, but you notice how they don't do that to men. Like men never have to worry about how many women they've been with. But the fact that they try to shame her, like it's just such a double standard.
It
And I
is.
thought this is the first major step to start holding men accountable for what they do, because at the end of the day he I don't know the whole detail of the case, but he obviously, the judge felt that he deserves that sentence, and he does, because he aimed the gun at her and missed. Obviously, I think it hit her foot or something, but what if it hit her one of her vital organs,
It would have been bad. And honestly, he got what he had coming to him. Thank you, Ivana, for calling in. You have a good one, all right?
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, Butterfly Dreams, you the last one. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Listen, I know the people are divided on this, Tory and Megan thing. At the end of the day, he's been convicted in the court of law. He's going away for about a decade. Hopefully, everybody can move on from this. And there are many lessons to be learned. Many lessons. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And I will catch you all later.